Hi guys. So in the previous videos, we have discussed about singleton factory and abstract factory design pattern. So in this video, we will be discussing about a most important and little bit complex looking builder design pattern. So it's important from interview perspective as well as when you are building up projects or your organization. There also builder design pattern is very much important. So stay tuned and try to understand it deep within why it is used, in which scenarios it can be used, and how we can use it. Means basically what are the use cases for this builder design pattern. Okay, so let's dive deep into it and try to understand it. Component of creational design pattern which actually helps us to create the complex object step by step. Okay, and it provides the flexibility. So basically what does it mean? So basically what we have to do over here, so we have to define a certain kind of interface. Okay, so I'm giving you an example like restaurant. Okay, so all the restaurants which shares the similar kind of functionalities, it needs to be encapsulated together. Okay, so some restaurant can be having only coffee. Okay, so let's suppose Starbucks, and some restaurants will be having South Indian food, some restaurant will be having veg, some restaurants will be having both veg and non-veg. So these are various types of restaurants which shares the similar functionalities to serve food to the customers. Okay, so there actually we can help make use of builder design pattern. And where and all we can make use of builder design pattern? Let's suppose in case of hotel, so there are various kind of hotels available, right? So one kind of hotel is deluxe hotel. Second kind of hotel is normal 3-star hotel. Another kind of hotel is 5-star hotel. So there are various kind of hotels available which share similar functionalities. That is to let people stay in that room of that hotel. That is, the functionality will be same, but the features will be different. Okay, functionalities are same internally, whatever the logic it will be written, it's more or less same. It will depend upon what customer needs. So there will be little bit enhanced features in that basically. So basically the comfort will be more. One who is opting for 5-star hotel, they will be getting more comfort, okay, rather than 2-star or 3-star hotel. So there can be deluxe AC or non-AC based rooms. Okay, so the end functionality or end goal is same. That means they will be living in that room, but if you see the perspective wise, it will be different. Okay, so basically there are different categories of rooms. So there will be deluxe AC room, then non-AC rooms. Okay, so you might be able to get the clarity on this, right? In which scenarios we can make use of builder design pattern. Okay, so one more example I'm giving you with respect to cab. Okay, so if I'm considering Ola cab, so what is happening there? We can have our own personalized car as well. So there we can have shared cab as well. So there we can have luxury cars as well, like, and then we can have micro mini. Okay, there are various kind of cars which do the same service. Like it will pick you from the particular source location and then it will drop you to a destination. The work is same, but it is being done by different categories of cars. Okay, so that it will give you more comfort. So it is as per the user's comfort, it is as per user's requirement. So in these scenarios where functionality is more or less same, but we have to give inherent features to it, so so that it gives more comfort, okay, and it adds more functionality to it. Okay, so in that scenario we can make use of builder design pattern. So it provides flexibility to make use of object creation. So from code perspective, why we are making use of builder design pattern? So if we are making use of factory design pattern or some other kind of constructor process to create object, in that scenario what it will happen? So let's suppose I'm considering student. Okay, so student, then student will have a lot of features, right? Student ID, student name, student age, so student phone number, student mobile, student father's name, mother's name. But out of that, let's suppose two mandatory fields are there, student ID and student name. Okay, so let me write it down for you. So let's suppose I'm talking about student. Okay, student is there. So class student is there. Okay, so there can be 30-40 fields in that, but the mandatory fields are only two. What is that mandatory field? The mandatory fields are student ID and student name. Student ID and student name are only mandatory field, and rest all the fields are optional fields, let's suppose. But at certain scenarios the requirement came, like I want to create the object considering student ID, student name, then student age. Then at later point of time, some other functionalities came where we need to make use of student ID, name, age, phone number, father's name. Okay, so some other scenario came where we make use of some other fields. Okay, so every time what we have to do, we have to create separate constructor for each kind of business requirement. So it creates a lot of clumsiness, and it the code will also not look tidy. Okay, so it will not provide flexibility as well. So every time you have to make changes based upon the different requirements. So that actually not good. So there actually builder design pattern comes into picture where we can provide the particular builder. Okay, so let's suppose it's student builder, it's employee builder, hotel builder. So we can pass that builder class reference over there, and then we can assign the fields based upon the builder field value. So builder will have those fields: ID, name, age, phone number, everything. So whichever field you want, you can just assign that. You don't have to create constructor again and again. So there actually builder design pattern helps us to make our life simple. So now let's understand some more thing into it. So these are three things that we have to discuss first. One is the traditional approach that we used to do before: long constructor, numerous setter. Okay, so there will be like lot of field values on which we have to add constructors. Okay, there will be lot of setters. Then that was a traditional approach. So that we will be replacing with builder design pattern. Then use cases when an object requires too many attributes, which I already told you. There are too many attributes and there are too many steps for creation of the object. And in that scenario, builder design pattern will be much more helpful over there. And what is the issue? There is advantage, so there must be cons for that. Pros and cons are there for everything, right? So cons for builder design pattern is it's very hard to read. From the first time, if you are trying to learn this, you will feel little difficult to understand it. Why? Because there are a lot of steps involved. So there will be like a builder, then there will be entity class, then there will be director, which will able to direct the object creation. Then there will be client who will be using that director to return the instance. So there will be a lot of things happening within it. So from the if you have to practice it a bit so that it becomes much more clear for you. Okay, you have to practice it by doing some projects, some examples you have to do. Then only you will be able to get clarity on it. Okay, so don't worry, step by step we will go and we will try to understand it. So these are the four things that basically we will be seeing in builder design pattern. First is builder. Okay, so builder, which is depending upon what is the use case. So if it is with respect to employees, so employee builder, student builder, hotel builder, car builder. So whatever you want to create instances, basically there will be a builder for that. Just with respect to factory, if you consider there is a factory which creates object for all types, right? Whatever types you want, like Victorian chair, then traditional chair. Okay, so similar to that factory, there is a builder which actually builds the object and returns it for you. So for that, creating the builder, we need to have abstract class or an interface. Okay, so we will be making use of abstract class so that we will give the flexibility to for the classes to extend that particular abstract class or interface, and then implement the functionality in that. Okay, so it is helpful to create the parts of a particular product. The product can be anything. It can be employee, it can be student, it can be hotel, it can be cars. Okay, anything it can be. Second is concrete builder. So concrete builder are the classes which actually implements this interface or this abstract class builder. Okay, and it assembles the part of the product. So employees can have different categories, right? So we can have with respect to student, like engineering going student, MBA going student. Okay, then we can have doctor. So student who want to become doctors, so MBBS doctor students. So those kind of things are there. So we have to create separate builder classes for that. Okay. So, and second thing is there is cons for it, that it's not dynamic. Like at later point of time, we are adding new features, so it will not take it dynamically. We have to create a concrete builder class for that as well. Okay. So this is one of the disadvantage with concrete builder design pattern, with this builder design pattern. Okay. Then comes director. So director actually helps in constructing the object using the builder interface or the builder abstract class. So with the help of builder abstract class, we will create a reference. And with that reference, actually by checking the instance, we will return the object by object creation. So director actually constructs the object where actual object construction and creation is happening. Then product is the complex object which is being constructed. Okay, the product like employee card, those are the objects which those are the products, okay, based upon which we need to create the objects. So these are the four things that we have to remember: builder, concrete builder classes which implements this builder interface or abstract class, then director which helps us to construct the object, and then product. So actually the construction actually works for product. So this is actually the UML diagram for builder design pattern, which will help you understand better like how builder design pattern actually works within. So here, if you can understand, there is a product. It actually concrete builder is a class. Okay, so within that you can have get a result. So you want to get the result of the product, which is of product type. It creates product. Okay, so concrete builder class actually it will implement a builder interface. Okay, or if it is an abstract class, it will extend this abstract class, which is of builder type. And then within builder class, sorry, within builder abstract class, we will be having build method, which will actually build the entire thing. The building of entire process will be happening within this builder abstract class or interface. Okay, so this is very important. This builder class, this is very much important. And then from builder, it will be redirected to director class basically. So director class, what it will do, it will create the object of this concrete builder class, and then based upon like what type of concrete builder class you want to create an instance, based upon that it will set the data, it will build it, and then it will construct the object and it will return it back. So there is a construct method present within director, which actually helps us in constructing the object. It actually builds the object over there. So here you can see we can have this dot builder dot build part. Okay, so here if you can observe this dot builder dot build part. So what is happening over here? Actually, the construction of object is happening within director. Okay, so director actually creates the object of concrete builder class. It actually has the build method. Employee builder is having the builder abstract class or interface is having the build method. Okay, and then we are constructing the object by creating the object of this concrete builder. Okay, so like that actually construction is happening. And from the client side, the driver main code actually creates the object of this director class, and then it will return the data back. It will set the data and we can print it over there. So these 3-4 things are very much important. Okay, so builder, concrete builder, director, and client. Okay, so these 3-4 things we have to keep in your mind before actually going for development using builder design pattern. Okay, so you understood the use case for builder design pattern, right? So it is basically used when a particular product is having multiple features sharing the same functionalities. Okay, so it will actually encapsulate all the functionalities together, and for multiple feature we can implement different categories of concrete builder classes. So in that scenario, builder design pattern is much more useful over there. And here the constructor flexibility is also there. You don't have to maintain the order of the fields within the constructor. Directly you have to pass the builder reference, and then with that builder reference you can call any method or any fields. Okay, you can call any fields from that builder class. So it provides much more flexibility. Okay, and while creating the object, you can call any method, any particular field first. Either you can call phone number first, then ID, then name. You can call any in any order. There is no particular fixed thing like ID only need to be called first, then name, then phone number, then mother's name. There is no fixed thing for that, like we have to maintain any particular order. So that is the very good flexibility that builder design pattern provides. Okay, so first time if you build it, it will take a little bit more time to build it first, but if you build it, it becomes much more simpler to understand. There is good readability for this. Okay, so this design pattern is very much helpful in that scenario. So now let's jump onto the use case. Let's try to understand through code like how it actually works. Okay, so this is one of the use case that I wanted to tell you. Let me remove this. Okay, so this is one of the use case that we have created. So first of all, there is an employee builder, which is an abstract class. Okay, within that we are having build method, which actually returns the employee object by building its object. Okay, it actually builds the employee object and returns it back. Then there is an employee class which has been made immutable. So do you know string builder? Do you know about string builder? What is the advantage of using string builder? It's immutable, right? And it provides thread safetiness. It provides synchronization. Okay, it's yes. The string builder is immutable basically. So similar functionality we have to implement with respect to employee as well. So in case of string builder, if you go through the code, I will show you just now like how string builder actually is working. So within that, it will return me the builder type reference. So if you go through all the methods present within string builder class, so there you will see all the methods will be returning me string builder type data. It's not a specific type of data which is returning me back. Rather, it returns me only a builder type data. Okay, so similar kind of thing we have to implement it in our use case as well. Then we have to create a concrete employee builder class. So this is concrete employee builder class. So what it will happen? What are the different features of an employee? So there can be government employee, there can be private employee. Okay, so these two are categories are present, right? Either someone will work in government sector or someone will work in the private sector. There is no other third thing, right? So we are having concrete, we have created two classes for that, and we are extending this employee builder abstract class. And then there will be director, which will actually build or construct the object with build method. And then there will be the client code, which will actually make use of this director class. And then it will just send a message like create the object for me, create the object for government employee, create the object for private employee. Okay, so based upon the skill set, I wanted to check whether that particular employee can be government employee or it can be private employee. Okay, so this is actually the use case. So let's understand through code how it is getting implemented. So let me show you string builder class first. Okay, so if we go inside string builder, so this is the final type. Okay, we cannot inherit it. Okay, then if you see the methods present within string builder, see, the return type is string builder. The return type is string builder append. Okay, return type append. There are multiple overloaded method. Okay, so it is string builder. Or all methods append, all are returning me string builder type. Okay, you can see any method, all methods insert is returning me string builder type data. So what is actually happening? We are actually not giving the fixed type like this particular type only we have to return. Rather, this feature is being given to class, string builder class, and the type which is being returned, it will set based upon that builder class. Okay, so it will help me in building the new class. So that's why it provides immutability over there. Okay, so we have to implement the features of immutability. Okay, similar way we have to implement in this scenario as well. So let me remove this. Okay, so here you can see I have uh, I've created certain fields over there. Okay, I've taken fields for employee like employee ID, employee name, phone number, salary, then father's name, mother's name, and skill sets. So based upon skill sets, basically we will be checking whether that particular employee is a candidate for government employee or private employee. Okay, so we have created constructor. So here if you see, in normal way, how will you create constructor? You will pass all these fields in this parameter, like employee ID, employee name. You have to write all the things over here. So let's suppose in future 40, 50 fields came again. So all you have to add it in this parameter. Okay. So at later point of time, you will get sonar issues. Like they will not allow to add more than 7 parameters in constructor. It's a sonar check thing that it will actually check how many parameters you are passing within constructor. If it is crossing 7, the sonar will fail over there. Okay, so that's why builder design pattern is very much important to understand. So here, if you pass employee builder, is employee builder. With the help of that, we can set for all these fields. So it can have 50 fields, 100 fields, 1000 fields. It doesn't matter. It will have only one parameter. So that is the beauty of builder. And any number of parameters will be there. We can just assign it like this dot field equal to builder dot particular field. So like that, builder will have all the fields. So let's jump in. And there is toString method. Basically, with the help of that, we can print it on the console, like which all employees are there and its details basically. So let's see in the employee builder. So employee builder is an abstract class created. So you can create interface as well. And then you can create an abstract class as well based upon your use case or requirement. You can do that. So here we have created abstract class employee builder. We are having the same fields which we are having in employee class. So employee ID, name, phone number, salary, and then we are setting those up. And here you can see we are returning employee builder type. So similar to the string builder for append and insert, it was returning me string builder type. Okay, so similar to that, we are returning here employee builder type data. So it will return the same class type data. So it will help in constructing the object basically. So we are passing employee ID and setting it and returning it back. Okay. Then similar way, we are setting all the fields over there. Okay. And then we are having employee skills. So this is the method set employee skills. Basically, this particular method we need to override in the particular implementation classes. So this is the employee builder class, right? So employee builder class is the abstract class. So we need to have the implementation classes basically which will implement this abstract class, and it will override this method, because those employees, those who are going to go for government employees or private employees, they are having different skill sets, right? So those who are working in private sector in IT companies, so they will not study political science or history, civics, geography, or English in depth. Okay, so those are the topics or the skill sets for government employee people, those who are preparing for government employees, government jobs. Okay, so that thing, based upon that thing in mind, we have created a segregation basically. So this rest of the thing will remain the same. Rest features will be same. Okay, that person's father's name can be anything. Okay, the father's name doesn't determine that particular employee is government employee or private employee. So based upon their skill set and which exam they are passing, based upon that it will be decided that that particular person is government employee, private employee. So as of now, I have only added employee skills. So here you can add some more feature as well if you want. You can add like which exams they have given. So if they are giving government exam like UPSC exam, they will go for government jobs, and those who are giving private sector interviews, they will be going for private jobs. So what all skills basically will be the differentiating factor for two, that I will be discussing it over here. So here actually build method is present, which will build this employee class. So employee class needs to be built, right? So employee builder is returning me employee of this particular class. So there is a build method for that. It will return me the finally constructed employee object. And there is no hassle of constructor parameters over here. Okay, it will directly build and return me back. So these two are first and foremost thing we have to understand. First is this employee builder abstract class, and second is employee class, which will be having employee builder. So these two things should be kept in mind. Okay. Then next step we have to understand the classes which will implement this employee builder abstract class. So let's jump onto this government employee builder and private employee builder. So have you observed that set EMP skills that we have written it over here? Set EMP skills. We have created it of abstract type. So abstract methods needs to be implemented in the implementation classes, right? So we have overridden this abstract method set EMP skills, which is of employee builder class type. Then within that, actually, we are creating the reference for this. We are creating the reference for a list of skills. We are adding it into the skill set. What all skill sets the person who is going to private sector will be having? The private skill set people will be having topics like core Java, DSA, system design, or it can be anything like network design or data science or different kind of things. As of now, I'm considering only 3 topics: core Java, data structure, and system design. So those who are studying these, so they will be mainly going for private sector jobs. Okay, so they can go for government sector, but the chances are a little lesser. Okay, so mostly those who are preparing for these skill sets will be going for private sector jobs. So that's why I've put it over here. Then we are storing it in employee skill sets. How does EMP skill sets coming over here? I can't see any EMP skill sets over here. So here, if you can observe, this is the part of employee builder. Okay, and that particular class implements employee builder. So all its property will be inherited within that class, concrete builder class. So this is one of the concrete builder class which extends employee builder class. Okay, so we can set the skills data within this abstract class reference field, which is employee skill sets. So this is containing me the list of skills for private sector employees, those who are going to give jobs for private, those who are going to give interviews for private sector, and those who want to go towards private sector jobs. Then another one is government employee. So for government employee builder, so actually this is a builder class which will build all government employees. Okay, so what all skill sets you need to learn to go into government employees, to go into government jobs? So these are the basic things that you have to learn. Okay, and then you have to clear the exam, then you can go towards government jobs. Okay, so then they will become government employees. So these are the skill sets that we have to go through: social studies, current affairs, political science, English, and there will be certain other subjects as well that I haven't considered for simplicity purpose. And then the same thing I'm doing, storing the skills in EMP skill set, and then we are returning it. Okay, so like that we have created concrete builder classes. Then after doing that, what will be my next step? After creating the concrete builder, we have created employee builder, employee class, which is immutable. Then concrete builder classes like private employee builder, government employee builder. Then there will be director. Okay, so director actually helps us in constructing the object. So let's go towards director. So here you can see that it is making use of employee builder reference. Okay, so it actually helps in object construction by making use of the builder classes. So employee builder class is being used over here. One constructor is there, then object is getting constructed. So here we are creating the employee. So object construction is happening, which is returning me employee type data. Okay, which is the immutable class. So what is happening? We are checking this reference employee builder, and then we are checking whether it's an instance of private employee builder or it's an instance of government employee builder. So if this employee builder is an instance of private employee builder, we will be returning create the private employee object. It is instructing it to create the private employee object. So it will go over here. It will set the name like Rajesh with employee ID 101 with salary 10 lakhs with these skill sets, with certain set of skill sets which is already being set over there, and then we are build. As soon as I call the build method, it will build that particular private sector employee object. Okay, so Rajesh with employee ID 101 with salary 10 lakh and with certain skill sets that we have set it over there, it will build that private employee, and that employee ID will be registered into the system as a private employee person. Okay, and similar to that, if the employee builder is an instance of government employee builder, that actually signifies that we need to create the object which is of government employee. That means this particular person, Mahesh Kumar, with employee ID 501 with salary 7 lakhs, okay, and with father's name this, mother's name this, with certain skill set that we have already discussed, it will build the data. So basically, it will create the ID. Okay, so as soon as you go to a new organization, what happens? Company actually creates an ID card for you, right? It creates an ID for you and it inserts it into the system to notify like this particular person has been inserted as a new person in this organization. So similar to that, it actually creates an object as a new person and it has been registered newly into the system. So this Rajesh is the private employee and this Mahesh is a government employee. Then the director work is over. Director work is this only, that we have to construct the object based upon the concrete builder class instance which is being passed over here. It will check the instance and then it will create the object. Then comes the client actually. The client will actually not do anything. It will just instruct, please create employee. So here, if you can observe, here we are creating the object of this director class. And then we are passing the private employee builder. Okay, so we are creating the instance for private employee builder. Okay, then here we are creating the instance of government employee builder basically. And then we are creating the reference for this employee class. And then we are from this director one class reference, director class reference, we are calling create employee. So director one is of what type? Private type. So there actually it will check the instance. What is the type of this employee? So it will check like, yes, it's private employee type. So it will build the particular employee object, which is of private type. And then it will return me back with a certain set of skills that particular private employee is having. And then similar to that, director 2 is there, which will, if I'm calling create employee from this director to reference, then it will return me government employee. So all the properties with respect to government employees skill sets will be set it for that. Okay. So as of now, I have added only the skill sets. If you want, you can add jobs as well. You can add Boolean method as well. Like is that particular person has cleared the government job or not? Yes, no. If yes, then we can return government job, or else we can return unemployed. So that extra features you can add it by your own. But my main purpose was to let you know like how builder design pattern is internally working. So here we are calling toString method so that it will print the data present within that employee object. So after constructing, we are returning it back and then we are storing it here and we are printing it here. So let's run the code once to see like how it is getting printed. Let me run it. So here, if you can observe, employee ID 101. The first was private employee. So here you can see private employee data is getting created. 101 Rajesh. Okay, so it doesn't maintain like the order. First is a private employee, right? Yeah. So private employees having core Java, data structure, system design. These skill sets are present for private employee. Okay. And then for government employee, 501 Mahesh Kumar, this 7 lakh salary. And then these are the skill sets required to clear government jobs. So government job skill set employees. So social studies, current affairs, political science, English. So these all things are considered over here. So I hope you got the clarity like how builder design pattern is internally working over there. Okay. So only 4 things we have to consider. First is employee main is immutable class we have to create. Then we have to create employee builder. Okay. Then we have to create concrete builder classes which implements that employee builder. Okay, which can be abstract class or interface depending upon your use case. And then there will be driver which creates the instance of that employee builder. And then it will helps in object construction. And then there will be client side or driver code, which actually the client will actually instruct the driver, please create the employee object. Okay, so it will create the employee object based upon what is being passed, what instance has been passed. Okay, so that it becomes very much easy for in client also to pass the data, because every time client will pass different data, so it will create different instances. So it will create a lot of confusion for client side as well. So we will make it simple for client. Like if client passes private employee type data instance, then private employee all details will be shown. If government employee builder is passed instance from the client side, then government employee data will be shown. Okay, so like that builder design pattern will be working. I hope you got the idea, you got the clarity on this. So next we will be jumping towards prototype design pattern. Okay, so which will be coming under creational design pattern. So we'll be discussing that in the next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay blessed. It's Devjit Roy signing off. Bye bye.